Hello everyone, welcome to Model Express channel. Last week, the Deathsaurus, a big dinosaur from Hasbro's crowdfunding series, was finally shipped. Today we'll take a look at the quality. The cover this time, same as Star Saber. It's all drawn from the Guido Guidi. Okay, we're going to enter the toy itself. This toy is really too much big. Not only it is big, as you can see, the configuration he gives is also much more special. First, let's compare it with Star Saber. Let's first take out the crowdfunding series Star Saber that Hasbro released before. To be honest, I'll come back to play with this toy in a year. I do have some forgetfulness. The actual contrast effect is actually not consistent with the corresponding proportion in the animation. Deathsaurus is no better than this individual of Star, so much bigger. However, he was trying to match Star's complete form, Victory Saber, so he increased the height of the Deathsaurus unit to a very large extent. As for these subtle changes in proportion, everyone is definitely able to accept them, so I won't be too picky. Next, let's take a look at the toy itself from front to back and left to right. As you can see, as a crowdfunding product, Hasbro is particularly conscientious this time, and there are no holes or glue theft that are unique to general sales toys. None of these exist on this product. The whole toy feels very solid and textured in the hand, which is why many friends like this toy very much. Let's compare the setting pictures of the toys and animations. By comparison, we can feel that the crowdfunding version of Deathsaurus has been optimized compared to the animation settings. Some adjustments have been made to his height, leg length, and head-to-body ratio. The adjustments to these contents were actually based on the original Deathsaurus toy. The original Deathsaurus was actually a toy with a particularly good body proportion. The products raised through crowdfunding this time also retain some of the characteristics of the old toys. The overall appearance is very much in line with current aesthetics, while also reflecting the unique characteristics of Japanese comics. Next, let's look at the performance in detail. The first thing we see is the Deathsaurus head sculpture, which can be described as handsome. While restoring the iconic features of the animation, it also injects a kingly temperament. The shape of the helmet is a restoration of the animation setting, similar to the shape of a beast, with a bird beak, red eyes and an electroplated gold crown, and the details are portrayed very delicately. The eyes are portrayed very well, especially the position of the eyes and the beak, which recreates the extreme insidiousness and deep scheming of the Deathsaurus in the animation. The silver paint on the face is very good, and there are no bumps like Star Saber's face. There is no pressure to raise the head or turn the head. It is worth mentioning the bird's beak. The old toy had a transparent part, but the new version is made pure white, which I feel is more in line with the animation setting. Next, let's look at the breastplate, which is arguably the most iconic feature of the Deathsaurus. The thick chest armor restores the characteristics of the original work, and the details are also very well portrayed, including red armor, the Decepticon logo, etc. Next are the large wings on both sides of the breastplate. This time, electroplating technology was used, and the golden color is very shiny. The only pity is that the hinge uses the molded color. As the designer Yukihisa said, when making this toy, many features of the G1 toy were referenced. The shoulder part of the G1 toy was a sticker, and the new design uses multiple layers of parts to achieve a more layered look. The shoulder joint rotates 360 degrees without any pressure. The key is that it uses a gear joint, which is a conscientious point of Hasbro. The arm platform adopts an open method. Although it is not a gear joint, the support strength is still very good. The shoulder has an outward pull joint, which makes the arm retract inward, making it easier to achieve the pose of drawing a bow. The upper arm can rotate 360 degrees, and the elbow joint is a section of elbow flexion, a little over 90 degrees. The forearm also uses a lot of parts to achieve color separation details. The wrist can rotate 360 degrees, and the fingers are 3-finger movable. There is a weapon mounting slot inside the head, which can be used to insert weapons very firmly, which is well received. Next, let's look at the waist. The waist can rotate 360 degrees without any problem. The bending joint can bend slightly due to the interference of the breastplate lion head. If you want to bend significantly, you need to adjust the angle of the lion head. The skirt armor is divided into very detailed parts. The front skirt armor and side skirt armor are independent parts and can be opened separately. The leg hip joint is a gear joint with great damping and support. Since the skirt armor does not interfere, front kick, back kick, and side kick can reach 180 degrees without interference. The thigh part is a point of complaint. The design here is to square. In the setting, there is a protruding part in front of the thigh, which is very three-dimensional. This is also a flaw in this design. There is a swivel joint at the base of the thigh, which can rotate 360 degrees. The knee joint adopts a double-section joint due to its deformable design, and the knee flexes a little more than 90 degrees. The knee and calf parts are painted in different colors, but it was changed to the molding color when it was released. But the silver part of the calf in the official promotional picture is painted in metallic silver. It really is a matter of saving a little bit to make a lot. The feet touch the ground to a relatively small extent from left to right, and only the backwards ground. The heel can be turned forward due to deformation, which is convenient for posing. The wings are made very large, showing the domineering power of Deathsaurus. There are Decepticon markings and red paint on the front. The wings adopt a layered design, although they cannot be stored. The layering is very obvious. At the same time, the wings are also given a very rich mechanical detail depiction, covering up the defect that the back of the wings are not painted. There is an additional joint at the root of the wings that rotates up and down, which can pose with the wings fully spread, increasing the domineering value of Deathsaurus. Now that we have seen the main body, let's take a look at the many accessories and how to play. First, the tail transforms into a shield, which can be carried on the shoulder through the connector. After pulling it off, the shoulder connector can be turned inwards and stored. This design point is very thoughtful, unlike other products that are exposed outside. Due to the deformation of the shield, the tip of the tail cannot be merged together to form a complete lower half of the shield. This design trade-off is acceptable by converting the blue connector inside the shield and combining it with the groove inside the hand. The shoulder hanging mode can be converted into a handheld shield mode. Next, we deal with the breastplate accessories. The front breastplate of the lion transformation can be removed, revealing the second breastplate hidden inside, which is transformed from a mechanical bird. There is a hole behind the bird head on the back. Put your finger in and push it, and you can push the red second breastplate to the front. The first form of the chest armor transformation is the shape of a large bow. Turn the parts at the bottom of the chest armor outwards and combine the protrusions on the head with the grooves of the lion head. Flip the blue parts under the Decepticon logo on the front 180 degrees and press them together. Finally, pull the electroplated wing parts on the left and right outwards, and combine the two protrusions at the bottom with the two grooves on the inside of the forearm to complete the bow. It is considered to be a relatively restored animation, but because the wing's rotation axis is relatively long, there is a certain interference with the parts pulled outwards, resulting in the wings not being able to expand to a particularly large extent. It also comes with an arrow, which is made of soft rubber, so you don't have to worry about it breaking when you play. But the original color in the animation was silver, but unfortunately this one is missing the paint. Align the protrusion on the arrow with the two grooves on the front of the bow to complete the shape of drawing the bow and shooting the arrow in the animation. Next we transform into the second form, the lion form. In the bow and arrow form, unlock the bottom parts and the lion head and restore them. Flip the lion's back down and unfold it, then flip the front legs forward and unfold them. Pinch the lion's head and stretch it outwards. Press the protrusion of the chin to open the lion's mouth. Flip the wings up, open the marked parts on the front, and flip out the lion's tail inside. The lion's beast form is transformed. The lion form is still very faithful to the animation setting. The various joints of the body are basically ball joints to achieve multi-directional rotation, and the overall feeling is very fierce. However, due to the need to restore the breastplate, the horizontal width is still too wide. A nested structure with external pull and internal retraction can be adopted to achieve mass transformation. Next is the second breastplate of the Deathsaurus, a red breastplate formed by a mechanical bird. We push the mechanical bird out, and the breastplate automatically pops out of the chest, which is very faithful to the original setting of the animation. The red breastplate looks a bit like Soundwave's laser bird, and the paint job is also very detailed. The first is the change in weapon form, which is also inherited from the G1 toy. Open the two wings on both sides and you can see two guns inside. Turn the barrels outward, then flip the handle, let the tail out, and restore the wings to transform into a gun form. The appearance is very abstract. Next, we will complete the beast form. First, fully unfold the wings. There is a pivot at this stage to unfold the wing tips. Rotate the bird's legs outward, and finally flip the bird's head 180 degrees to complete the transformation. It is still very similar to the setting of the mechanical bird in the first episode of the animation. Various ball joints and pivots allow the mechanical bird to rotate well. I personally think that the bird is much better than the lion. After all, the transformation logic of the laser bird is still very mature. Let's take a look at the external weapon meteor hammer. Hammer head is painted iron grey. Although the chain is not made of metal, it is injection molded. The overall completion is still very good. It's a pity that the hammer head and the knife in the animation have not been restored. Friends who have hands-on ability can do it by themselves. In addition to the handheld mode, the meteor hammer can also be stored in the bird head behind the human figure. It feels that the designer has put in a lot of thought. Next is the Deathsaurus's special metal life wave cannon, which can be unfolded by folding, and the tentacles at the front can also be unfolded. In addition to the hand grip, there are two protrusions at the tail of the cannon, which can be combined with the grooves on the shoulders to make the cannon more stable. The last accessory is the Deathsaurus machete, which is also included in this product. No other product has this weapon. The size of the machete is also very huge. The blade feels very strange. It seems to be flat in the animation. There is a slot on the handle, which can be carried on the back through the connection point. The highlight is the chair. This chair and the platform are connected together, and the back of the chair can store all the accessories. It can be seen that the designer really put his heart into it, and it can be seen that Hasbro is not incompetent. The key is whether he puts his heart into it. Deathsaurus needs to pay special attention when sitting on the chair. First, you need to unlock the second joint of the knee to be able to sit on the chair completely without any empty space. After adjusting the knee, align the spikes of the bird head behind it with the hole in the back of the seat, and Deathsaurus can sit on the throne stably. Finally, let's take a look at the entire transformation process of Deathsaurus. The transformation is very simple. After all, it is designed based on the transformation logic of SS86 steel cable. At this point, the transformation of the Deathsaurus dinosaur form is completed, and the overall setting is still very faithful to the animation. The appearance does not look like a dinosaur, but more like a strange bird. The head in beast form is a ball joint, and there is no problem turning it forward, backward, left and right. The mouth can be opened, and there are detailed depictions of the gun barrel inside, and special effects parts can be installed. The forelimbs are short, imitating the forelimbs of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. There is a similar setting in the animation. Have seen many reviews saying that the official transformation manual has the leg bend drawn the wrong way, and the knee should be backward. I went to watch the animation on purpose, and the original setting was that the knee was forward and the bend was backward. But everyone has their own preferences. It all depends on yourself. Okay, this is the big dinosaur Deathsaurus from Hasbro's crowdfunding series that I'm sharing with you today. As the villain of the last Japanese G1 animation, it can be regarded as the Decepticon leader closest to Megatron. From the launch of this crowdfunding product, we can feel that Hasbro has put a lot of sincerity into designing and making this product. Whether it's the restoration of the shape, the tribute to the old version of the toy, or the rich accessories that are packed together as a whole, it feels like the designer intends to do everything he can to make this Deathsaurus a perfect product. He does not have quality control problems like Star Saber. Looking at all Hasbro's products, this product is the pinnacle. It's really not easy for Hasbro. For a player like me who has given up on Hasbro, I was really shocked by this product. It is definitely an official product worth collecting. Okay, today's video ends here. See you in the next video.